But my parents, they celebrated. Yes, they celebrated our baby's death. They wrote me saying that's what you deserve, that I would suffer more. Hello, you're welcome to Life Stories with Bussy. I'm sorry that last week I wasn't here. I did record something, but then when I looked at it, it wasn't good. So I had to delete it, and then I tried to sit down to do another video, but I couldn't, So I'm sorry that I wasn't here last week. I'd like to say thank you to my regular subscribers who are always here every week waiting for stories to drop. I'd like to say thank you very much for always being there, for always encouraging me to go on. If you are a regular viewer and you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. Don't forget to send the links of this channel to your friends and loved ones. And this is your first time on Life Stories with Bussy, you're welcome. I consider myself your sister from another mother, someone who is ready to listen to you, someone who is ready to encourage you, someone who will listen to you without any judgment. There's so many people going through tough situations, and the truth is that sometimes the solution might just be easy, but because they're going through a lot of emotional roller coaster, they don't see things are close to them. So when you talk, we kind of shed light on these issues, and most times when we do, people realize that the situation they thought was really, monstrous or really bad wasn't that bad. I mean, people take informed decisions from the kind of counsels that, we give, people in my community give. So you're welcome to Life Stories once again. So grab your chair, make yourself very comfortable, get popcorn, tea if you like, soda or something, and let's dive into today's story. Today's story is a rejoinder of the story that we took 2 weeks ago. Remember the story that we took 2 weeks ago? The story of the lady who said that her parents haven't forgiven her for something that she did when she was 16. Remember that story? So this lady is also writing in to tell us what she went through in the hands of her own parents and how it got resolved. In her own case, it wasn't having a baby at 16. In her own case, it was the man that she married. And her parents were not comfortable with the man. So come along with me and let's dive into the story. So she goes, "Hello Bussy, my name is Kika. I just finished watching your video about the lady whose parents still haven't forgiven her for having a child at 16 and it hit home. In my case, it wasn't a teenage pregnancy. It was because I married a Fulani man. From the moment I met Yahaya in school, I just knew it was going to be my husband. And 18 years later, it's still the best decision that I ever made. The journey wasn't easy. It was chaotic, painful, and dangerous at times. But God brought us from a mighty long way. We met in school. What first struck me, it was a Fulani Christian. In my mind back then, I thought everyone from the north was Muslim. That's how deeply those stereotypes had lived in me. But beyond that, Yahaya was gentle, calm, never aggressive, not quick to agree either. He could be firm but always objective. We became inseparable. I hid him from my parents. Why? Because their prejudice ran deep. They were emphatic. No intertribal marriage. My father had already disowned my elder sister from marrying outside our tribe. She was his child from a previous marriage, and he made our rejection a warning to the rest of us. I never meant to fall for Yahaya, but love doesn't always ask for permission. I tried avoiding him. After school, Faith had us posted to the same NYSC state. That wasn't planned. He knew why I was avoiding getting serious with him. It wasn't that I didn't love him. It was that I didn't have the strength to confront my family. On his hand, his father was both a traditional ruler and a religious cleric. Yahaya's mother, however, is a Christian. Oh, God bless that woman again and again. When things got hard, she was our rock. She supported us in prayer, in silence, in sacrifice. She suffered for it too. Eventually, I convinced Yahaya to go with me to the registry. I told him, let's get married legally first. When my parents say that we are married, maybe they will calm down. He hesitated but agreed. I returned home with our marriage certificate and a lie. I told them that I was pregnant. Everything exploded. They had Yaya arrested. They filed false charges, reported him to his father, who was enraged. He had already picked out a bride for Yahaya from a business ally's family. Yaya's father was furious. He froze his accounts. Yaya was his heir apparent. His eldest son, he had 6 older sisters. His older brother had died. His father had 4 wives. Yaya's mother was the second, and Yaya was our own first son. He tried to isolate us financially. He stopped giving Yaya's mother any money because he believed she was helping us. But Yaya had quietly been building his own finances. The pressure didn't break him. Meanwhile, my own father was scheming. He got a lawyer to draw up fake divorce papers. He tried to convince me to get rid of the pregnancy even though I wasn't pregnant. It was a lie. He even sent men to beat me up, thinking that I'd lose the child. When I looked up to my mother for help, she stood by him. They locked me up, took my phone, cut me off from the world. I can't tell you everything that happened in those days. Some pain, too deep for words. But one day, I escaped. My younger sister came to drop food and forgot to lock the door. I grabbed what I could. My passport, documents, a checkbook, my handbag, no clothes, no goodbye. I ran to my friend's house and called Yaya. He came for me. We crossed into a neighboring country where his mother had family. We stayed 6 months. And yes, I had doubts. I remember asking myself, is this man really worth it? Because the risk, it was massive. Okay, my brother who lived abroad emailed me, begging me to leave Yaya. He said that it would get me abroad if I just work away. He tried to plant fear in me. He said something like, what if he marries other wives later and dumps you? But I stayed. And even now, with how marriages fall apart today, I still don't fully know why I stayed. But I did. I loved him. And I knew that he loved me. And even when I didn't know how things would turn out, I knew that I had peace being with him. Eventually, Yaya's mother sold part of our inheritance to help us get visas. We traveled first to the UAE, then later moved to Canada. You would think my parents would soften, right? No! I sent emails apologizing, explaining, telling them I married for love, and all I got back were curses. But Yaya's mother, she wept when we first lost our first child to SIDs. She called every day, prayed, supported us through that grief. But my parents, they celebrated. Yes, they celebrated our baby's death. They wrote me saying, that's what you deserve. That I would suffer more. You think that they are pagans? No, they were Christians. After that, I cut off everything, everybody, my own family, my siblings and my parents. New phone number, new email. Blocked every line of communication. For 9 years, they didn't know that I had 3 children. In 2022, Yaya had a dream about my mother dying. He said that it was time to open the door. He was always concerned that I had no relationship with my family while he still had his. I was hesitant, but I opened my old email. My mother had been sick since 2021. She had sent message after message begging for forgiveness. I barely made it in time to Nigeria. She died 2 days after I saw her. My father cried like a child. He told us that he was sorry, that they did what they thought was right, that when I cut off contact with them, my mother believed that I had died and blamed herself. I forgave them. My mother was already dead anyway. We went on to do our traditional marriage. Today, guess who my father's favorite son-in-law is? Right? Yahaya. To the woman who wrote to you, Bussy, this is what I want to say. Take back your power. Live your life fully. And never forget, when a good man loves you right, he will stand for you even when the world stands against you. My name is Kika, Yaya's heart. Oops, I love that. That was a beautiful story. Thank you, Kika, for writing it. That was a really good story, and I like how it turned out eventually. Unfortunately, her mother died, and maybe she wouldn't have, but she obviously was brokenhearted. She thought that her daughter was dead, and she couldn't take it, and it led to whatever, and she started falling sick, and eventually she passed. I mean, but it turned out good, and I'm glad for you, Kika. So the lady we wrote in 2 weeks ago, I hope you're taking notes. I agree with Kika that you should take your life into your hands and you should live your life fully. Like I said 2 weeks ago, you have a beautiful child. Live, enjoy your life, and leave your parents. They will be fine. Now, let me sound a note of warning. You see this thing that Kika did? It was a risk. Kika's story is a beautiful love story that started with a lot of struggle. And I can assure you that when she was going through, she didn't have it easy. You heard all the things that happened to her. She didn't have it easy. She was locked up, she was beaten, so many things like that. Her parents generally disowned her, and they were cursing her. She went through a lot of emotional roller coaster, a lot of things. You get? If you are not sure of the partner that you have, and I'm not saying this to just women alone, if you are not sure of this woman that you want to run away with, or you are not sure of the man that you want to, settle with, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. So don't think, oh, because it worked for her, it would work for you. If you know that you cannot stand your family, you can't confront them, you cannot really leave to cleave, please do not bother to do it. If your family say no, leave it. Go look for the person that your family will say yes to. And I'm being sincere here, because there are some people, yes, they will fight for it and they will get their way. But there are some people, they will fight for it and they will lose everything. And that's why I said you have to be very sure of the man or the woman that you want to fight for. If not, don't bother. Don't even bother fighting. In her case, she knew that the man loved her, and the man left everything to cleave to her. The man left the family that he knew. Don't forget that in their own case, they had Yaya's mother's support. So don't go saying that, oh, Kika did it and she got away with it. You too can do it. No. If you know that you cannot fight for the man or you cannot fight for the woman, don't even bother. I'm not saying you should not fight for love, but if you know that the person that you are fighting for is not worth it, you have to be true to yourself. Nobody knows your relationship. You have to be true to yourself and you have to open your eyes. If you know that the person that you are fighting for is not worth it, sheath your sword or, hang your boxing gloves. Don't even bother. Just leave and find somebody else. But if you feel that, oh, I love this person, we love ourselves, and you are so sure, that's when you can do this thing that Kika did. Oh, I've sounded a lot of one before you think, oh, it worked for Kika, so it can work for me. No. People are different. They had the support of Yaya's mother. If you don't have your family support, you don't have anybody's support, back off. That's what I think. Guys, what do you think about Kika's story? I think that it's a beautiful love story. They fought for their love and it's paying off. They've been married for 18 years and it's paying off right now. What do you guys think? I'll be in the comment section. Let's discuss this story. So next time when I come your way again, my name remains Bussy David. Bye.